Bob Devaney Sports Center. It's the 1996 Boys State Basketball Finals. Brought to you in part by NMPP Energy. Working together works. The Nebraska Community College Association, where Nebraska goes to college. Big A Auto Parts, America's Auto Parts. And Doane College, meeting the demands of the 21st century.
Welcome to Championship Saturday, the Boys State Tournament starting off with the Class C2 matchup. We'll be with you for 6 games today. Hi everyone, I'm Vince Erickson alongside John Bishop. We'll bring you the action all day again, starting with Class C2 and Lincoln Christian versus Stanton.
We're going to see a lot of great big guys underneath and some speedy point guards throughout the day here at the state tournament. Should be a lot of fun to watch. In this game, keep your eyes on John Dolliver for Stanton and Matt Drevo for Lincoln Christian. This is a rematch of a quarterfinal game last year. It's also Lincoln Christian's second consecutive trip to the C2 championship. Let's go down to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
Now, here are the starters for the Mustangs. A 5'10" senior, number 11, Jesse Vogel. A 6'5" senior, number 32, John Dolliver. A 6'1" sophomore, number 33, Jason Dolliver. A 6'2" senior, number 40, Willie Ronfelt. And a 6'4" junior, number 44, Zach Kennedy. The assistant coaches are Kirk Pettit, Dennis Dolliver, and Phil Turner. And the head coach of the Mustangs is Kurt Lammers. Now the starters for Lincoln Christian. A 5'10" senior, number 24, Dan Cooley. A 6' junior, number 31, Jason Metcalf. A 6'3" senior, number 40, David Lockridge. A 6'7" junior, number 50, Nate Bollardson. And a 6'9" senior, number 51, Matthew Drevo. The assistant coaches are Sam Nelson and Scott Shepard, and the head coach of the Crusaders is Wes Shepard. The officials for today's game are Dan Trout and Jeff Wolf. The bench official is Jerry Donahue.
Ready for action. The Class C2 championship, Lincoln Christian, a 2-time state champion. Back in 1988, Greg Shepard, the son of current head coach Wes Shepard, coached this team to their school's first state championship. And then 3 years later, with Dr. Wes Shepard at the helm, the Crusaders came back to win it again. For the Stanton Mustangs, they have won 1 state title in 25 state appearances. That was back in 1964, a 77-63 win over Gibbon. That is their only appearance in the state championship game.
Lincoln Christian will be in their home white, Stanton in their traveling black. Both teams will start out in matchup man-to-man defenses as we have the jump ball.
And we're ready for action. Tip controlled by Lincoln Christian. Back quickly the other way. Jump shot is up and no good. That's David Lockridge. Rebound brought down by Stanton. They're going to run with it. Here they can pop. Jump shot is up. No good. Air ball by John Dolliver. So his first shot at the basket is less than successful.
Both teams like to get up and down the court. Stanton averages almost 80 points per game. Lincoln Christian a little over 67. Both teams like the transition game. Be looking for that most of the day.
We talked about Matt Drevo. He is number 51. You will see him up towards the top of the screen in the high post. Here's the drive and the shot up and missed. Rebound inside positioning goes to Zach Kennedy. Zach Kennedy's another person that we need to keep our eye on. This guy averages over 20 points per contest. He might become an unknown X factor in this game.
And he has 46 points so far in the 2 previous games here. He is the 3rd leading scorer for Class C2 in these state championships.
Moving the ball around the perimeter, looking inside now. Here's the move by Kennedy. fall away is no good. Rebound brought down by Nate Vollertson of Lincoln Christian. Vollertson is the second half of the dynamic duo for West Shepherd's Crusaders.
And Vollertson's a junior, and he's a very good mover without the ball and shooter as he nails the jump shot.
First 2 points belong to Lincoln Christian. We've played 1 minute and 5 seconds. It's 2-0 Christian.
Now, once again, look for the matchup defense up top and down low.
3-point shot, first one attempted.
Now the pressure. Coach Kurt Lammer said he's going to pressure most of the day after a basket is made to put the pressure on Christian to try to get the ball up and create some turnovers.
Dolliver had 24 points in their semifinal win over Tecumseh yesterday, 92-59. Dolliver's first three gives Stanton a 1-point lead with 6:25 to go in the first. Here's a turnaround shot, and that's Matt Dravo.
He'll do that all day long down there down low if you let him. He is very good on the blocks. He is also good in the middle.
All the way home, Jesse Vogel, but he can't get the shot to go. Blocked well inside, but the turnaround jump shot on the follow-through is no good. Zach Kennedy misses his second time down.
You know, despite a couple of short shots early on, you have to be impressed by how poised these teams are hitting the shots the way they have this early in the game, in the morning.
Vollertson commits the travel. And on the turnover, it will belong to the Stanton Mustangs. 23-3, they went through the regular season, defeating West Point Central Catholic 75-48 on Thursday, and Tecumseh 92-59 in the semifinals. 3-point shot on the way is not good. Willie Rohnfelt with his first shot.
Tell you, Nate Vollertson's all over the boards. He has 3 already, as Stanton makes a good hustling play. You got to like the hustle this early in the morning from both these teams.
I talked to West Shepherd before the game. This team, Christian, played 2 9:30 games, and for Stanton, a little bit different schedule. There's Dr. West Shepherd on your screen for just a moment. But when I talked to him, he said, listen, we practice at 6 o'clock every morning. 9:30 games are nothing to us. Here's Drevo with a strong move, and he's fouled on his way to the basket, and that foul will go on Zach Kennedy.
Matthew Drevo is a very, very fluid center. As he gets the ball in the middle, he knows how to turn to the goal and square up, and that's how come he has a very nice high percentage shot. That's how come he goes to the free throw line an awful lot.
Drevo averages over 25 points a game. Inbounds play over the top of the backboard.
That play was mostly timing right there. Drevo jumped up, did not even come down as the ball went in the hole.
That's the 4 inches of height that Drevo has over the tallest Stanton player.
Hey, Stanton right there pushed the ball up the way they do. The good teams do that like Stanton do that. The minute a basket is made, like right here when Drevo goes up and hits the shot, Stanton will come right back down and push it back to get right back in the game.
5:28 to go, first period. Lincoln Christian 6, Stanton 3. Class C2 championship, first of 6 games here. 3-point shot on the way is well short. Knocked out of bounds by Stanton. So John Dolliver has come up short on a couple of 3-point tries.
He's out there gunning for it, and you do that enough, and the law of averages will pay off for you.
Dolliver 1 for 3 shooting from 3-point range. 6-3 Lincoln Christian. Back quickly the other way. Nice feed underneath to Vollertson. He can't connect. Loose ball on the floor. They're coming for the bench. Look out. We're going to have a foul right here in front of us on Lincoln Christian's Dan Cooley.
You know, I really like the look on both of those gentlemen's face right there. Jesse Vogel for the Mustangs. Dan Cooley, what a great name for a point guard for a guy. They right here in front of our bench. Both guys beeline for that ball and were willing to sacrifice to get the ball.
David Lockridge to inbound right in front of my face. And we got a 5-second call.
Also right in front of our face.
That's right. So Stanton will get it on the turnover. Christian leads by 3, 5 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the first period. Jesse Vogel will bring it across the timeline. He's the point guard for Stanton, 5'10 senior. 3-point shot on the way, yes. Zach Kennedy.
Both these teams can really fill it up from the outside as well as their inside games. They're not going to be able to lay off that very much longer. The tone of the game has really been set here early as we are just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So Stanton is hit with 2 3-pointers to tie this score, and pass intercepted by Kennedy. He wants to run, throws it all the way down to the other end for Jason Dolliver. He can't get it, but his brother's there for the follow-through. He can't get it, and Jason gets it right back.
Relentlessness on the boards there pays off for Stanton. This team can run, and they can also finish the play.
Trapped in the backcourt momentarily. Now the pass is stolen away by Dolliver. Nice feed, no-look pass.
And we have a timeout. Christian wants to talk it over.
Stanton 10, Christian 6, 4:19 to go in the first.
Welcome back. Here's an indication of things to come for Stanton, getting the turnover and knowing where the teammate is to get the ball in the glass. That's why they have a 10-6 lead as we wind down this first quarter.
And this Stanton press is getting intense now on Lincoln Christian, and there's another example. Vogel steals it away. He's got the numbers down at the other end, but he's going to lay it up and in.
That's Lincoln Christian's 5th turnover, the 3rd one that Stanton has scored on.
And now it's a 6-point Crusader deficit and a turnover again the other way. It looked like that time Lockridge couldn't find anybody open, and he was pressured along the far sideline.
Kurt Lammers has to like what he sees. There's 6 turnovers for Lincoln Christian now. If they can keep capitalizing on that, Lincoln Christian will have to play from behind. That's something neither one of these teams is really accustomed to doing.
3-point shot from Kennedy. I'll tell you what, Vince, if Stanton keeps hitting from 3, it's going to be very difficult for Christian to even make a game out of this.
But what would happen then is the defense gets stretched out. When that happens, you get all kinds of holes, and you open up even more options as Christian gets back in it.
Lockridge with a tough move to the basket, 15-8, Stanton by 7. And a foul back the other way. It looks like Lockridge is going to be whistled with it. Trying to stop that great penetration by Dolliver, who's going to make some strong moves to the basket today.
That time he simply got caught backpedaling right here. See, you need to be, I don't want to say set, you just have to have your feet planted in position in order to get the player control foul.
Stanton with the inbounds play, jumper from the free throw line off the front of the rim.
They're 3 for 5 from 3-point range right now. Maybe they ought to stay there on that 3-point line.
15-8, Stanton by 7. Christian basketball, new player in there is Tom Cockle. He's got the basketball, number 15. To Matt Drevo, cross-court pass. Cooley, blocked shot. Blocked shot by Dolliver, but Christian able to get it back. Now Drevo from 3.
The 3-point bug must be catching, because Matthew Drevo did a couple of those early in the game as they get a turnover and nails that one there to make it 15-11.
Here comes Christian again. Drevo, Bullertson, Lockridge, he traveled.
I don't think he was ready for that pass right there. Good look by Nate Bullertson. He is one of the best, again, guys who moves without the ball and also sees the floor extremely well. He is a junior, so he will be back next year.
15-11, Stanton leads by 4. They have the basketball. Moving from from Missouri River to Panhandle here. Here's Jason Dolliver. Rebound to Drevo. Christian will run again the other way, trying to avoid that Stanton press. Beautiful feed from beautiful feed into the hands of Bullertson.
That time you got to see Bullertson move without the ball again. Rolled off the pick beautifully to get in there for the nice layup.
We got a running game going here. Nice kick out for 3. There's a rare miss for Stanton, and a foul underneath on the rebound.
You got to like the poise of these guys, though, because they just keep taking it. The championship teams, both caliber here, they keep bringing it back and back and back for more. What a game here early in the morning.
These two teams have one common opponent during the regular season, that being Tecumseh. We already mentioned that Stanton defeated Tecumseh in the semifinals yesterday. Meanwhile, Lincoln Christian is 1-1 against the Indians. They lost to them in the Medekas tournament earlier this year and then came back 2 weeks later and defeated them at home by a wide margin. Stolen away by Stanton. They want to run with the basketball, but the outlet pass was not to be found. Nice play by Cooley to get in position to steal it back. Now Stanton with the steal. And Willie Rohnfeldt will trigger it back over. No look feed. Blocked away by Drevo.
He came from the opposite side right there. Matthew Drevo came from the other side of the lane to get that block right there. What a wingspan. Tell you what, this game is going back and forth. This looks almost more like a tennis match. See here, it comes from right there from the other side, upper part of the lane to get that block as Christian takes the ball, trailing only 15-13.
And while that brought the Christian faithful off their feet, it also brought them off their feet on the Stanton side here behind us because they were not happy. They thought they had some skin on that play. 90 seconds to go here in the first, 15-13. Stanton leads by 2. Nearly stolen away, but a nice recovery by Lockridge.
Stanton playing the passing lanes very well, anticipating. That's why they have taken 8 turnovers away from Lincoln Christian.
Jump ball called there as Drevo lost control of the dribble. Good hustle by Stanton, getting 2 players on him right away. And Jason Metcalf now checks in for the Christian Crusaders. And Lockridge will go out. Lockridge has already had a couple of nifty assists in this game, so he's going to get a rest here with 1:15 to go in the first 8 minutes of play. Here's Zach Kennedy. Outside blocked by Drevo. And travel on John Dolliver.
Matthew Drevo with 2 big blocks in this game. That really gets them ignited. You got to like Stanton, though, taking it right in there to him because they know one of these times he may catch some arm. Both teams really going to their arsenal.
Drevo that time coming out to the free throw line to make that block. He doesn't need to stand underneath the basket. He's going to come out and play hard everywhere. Under a minute to go, first period, 15-13. Here's the drive by Metcalf. Oh, a beautiful move.
Did you see what happened there? He simply turned sideways and got that ball in.
Quick feed the other way. Metcalf with it. Into the hands of Kennedy. Kennedy will pull up from the free throw line and shoot an air ball. And a save, a near save. Loose ball on the floor, taken away by Tom Cockle. 30 seconds to go here in the first. We have a tie game at 15. Exciting basketball here in the Class C2 final. Metcalf will drive it in again, but this time the shot won't go down.
Jason Metcalf finding the seams in the defense. That's what happens when you get to the ball to the middle. You had the option of passing off or driving. Metcalf takes the drive this time and catches body and goes to the line for 2.
Just a little bit too close to the basket that time as he ricocheted it right off the bottom of the rim. New player in for Lincoln Christian. Matt Samuelson is in, and Drevo will step out. So definitely a shorter lineup there. You're giving up 7 inches with Samuelson at 6'2" and Drevo at 6'9".
And Jason Metcalf, a 6-foot junior, averaging 8.5 points a game and 4.2 rebounds per game.
First foul shots attempted in this game. And the first one missed. Metcalf with 3 points. Christian back up by 1. 20 seconds to go here in the first. Stanton will play for the last shot. Kennedy will drive. Kennedy will be fouled.
That time Mike O'Hara called with that foul. He's a 6'3" sophomore, getting significant playing time for this team and doing very well. Again, the drive, got caught backpedaling. You have to have feet planted in order to get that player control foul.
Zach Kennedy. Loose ball on the floor, knocked out of bounds. It will belong to the Crusaders with 8.1 seconds to go here in the first period, and the Crusaders lead by 1.
Interesting to see what they come up with here. Both teams can get it up and down the floor very quickly.
Metcalf open along the far sideline, but he can't find him open. Trying to move the basketball around, down to 1 second. Shot at the buzzer. Oh!
If that's an indication of things to come, we are in for a bang-up second quarter and second half.
Lincoln Christian 19, Stanton 15. Hang in there, folks. This ought to be fun.
Hi there. I'm Barry Corbett. The Great Plains was our last frontier. In many ways, it's a frontier still. It takes more and more land to make a living out here, and fewer people. But there's hope on the plains, and it lies in the visions of the people who live here.
Watch Fate of the Plains, Friday, March 29th on Nebraska Public Television.
Other science shows are all talk and no science.
This is all very reasonable. There's nothing very hard to understand here.
But with Bill Nye, the Science Guy, you get all science all the time. Make the switch to more science power. Switch to Bill Nye, the Science Guy.
Weekdays at 5:30 on Nebraska Public Television.
Welcome back, everyone. All you want to know about the schools and more. Lincoln Christian, of course, in the southeastern part of Lincoln. They are the Crusaders. Red, white, and blue, their colors. Wes Shepard, the coach, 507 wins. 22 this year, enrollment of 129. Stanton, the Mustangs, in northeast Nebraska. The Mustangs, black and orange, averaging 125 out of the Mid-States Conference. Now, how they got here, Lincoln Christian, on the top part of your brackets, had it over a Malcolm team that was much shorter, but a very quick team, then beating Sutherland handily yesterday. Then Stanton with pretty good wins over West Point Central Catholic and Tecumseh to get here in the finals.
These two teams don't take much time, do they? Matt Drevo.
That's the beauty of it. 21 points for Christian right now.
And a 6-point Christian lead, biggest of the game. Ball knocked away in front of us. Here comes Lockridge. He's going to get in there and score.
That time, it looked like Stanton did. The ball just hit the man right in the nose, and he didn't really know where it was for a second. By that time, Christian had the ball down for a layup.
23-15, biggest lead of the game for either team. 8 points, 3-point shot by Dolliver, barely draws iron. And now it's the Crusaders doing all the running.
When you get two teams like this that go high octane, you do have a tendency of having runs in games. Right now, it's Christian's turn to get their run.
That was a beautiful feed by Metcalf into the hands of Cooley, but Cooley could not connect underneath. So back the other way we go for Stanton. And Dolliver again for 3. This time they're not falling for him. That's about the 6th or 7th three-pointer he's tried in this game. He's made a couple. 23-15, Crusaders by 8. Interior pass, turnaround by Drevo. Knocked out of bounds, I believe it went off Christian. It will belong to Stanton.
That time they put a good body on Matthew Drevo. He was not able to get set and square up to the goal. That's why the shot went off a little long. Stanton has the ball. They're going to keep trying that 3. They had early success with it, and they know it's a matter of time before they get it again. The championship teams again do that, though. Just keep bringing it more.
23-15, 8-point lead for Christian. Interior pass stolen away by Matt Drevo. They want to run it. Here comes Metcalf, one-on-one, and he's going to go in and miss the reverse layup.
And that time, David Lockridge tried to get the rebound coming over the back. Metcalf tried to reverse it down low. He had the angle to go in, but you got to give Stanton credit for hustling down there to get the defensive play, to force the missed shot and get the foul, and now the ball.
One thing you're going to notice between these two teams, well coached in the fundamentals. Wes Shepard's been around for a long time, and there's a steal by Metcalf. He's going to try to make up for what happened last time. Beautiful bounce pass to Cooley.
Cooley with a nice little spin there off the backboard. Wes Shepard telling his team to get back because they know Stanton's going to bring it right back down their throat.
Double-digit lead for the Crusaders. Stanton may want to consider trying to go down low if they can and stop shooting the threes. They're not falling right now. Zach Kennedy.
Right now, really nothing falling for Stanton. They've missed 5 shots in a row as Lincoln Christian has a chance to open up a 12 or a 13-point lead.
Matt Drevo, jump shot. And the rebound to Stanton. B.J. Ehlers. Dolliver for 3 again.
Again, the 3-point shot, when you take it like that with regularity, it's a matter of rhythm. And if Dolliver finds that rhythm, it could be dangerous, and a 10-point lead could evaporate very quickly.
Dolliver has now made 2 3-point goals. He's got 6, 25-18, Crusaders by 7. Dan Cooley looking for a teammate now. Interior pass to Drevo, stolen away by Kennedy. Kennedy's going to go in uncontested.
And that time, you got to give the credit on that jam to Jesse Vogel, who set a nice screen right there, a running screen of sorts, to get him open for that jam.
Metcalf again gets inside. Rebound to Stanton. We have whistle and contact underneath. Foul on the Crusaders.
I'll tell you, this game is getting a furious pace here. You're going to see the coaches really, like Wes Shepard, get the substitution patterns going here because guys will need to take a rest as 2 check in for Christian, 1 for Stanton.
First foul on Matt Drevo. Timeout on the floor. Lincoln Christian leads by 5.
This tends to ignite a crowd, John Bishop. You go up and jam it hard, and we've got a jamming game going on here. Lincoln Christian 25-20 with 4.5 to go in the second quarter.
Stanton now on a 5-0 run, trying to make it more. Tried to get the pass inside to Dolliver, and he was hacked on the way. Tom Cockle will be called with a personal.
Cockle that time simply got a little bit too much body reaching over, trying to get position there on defense.
That is the 16th foul on the Christian Crusaders. Stanton currently standing with 5. Stanton will inbound. Nice play, but they can't get the ball to fall in there. Ehlers had a problem getting it down there, and now we have an inbound situation and a foul on Stanton.
Once again, Coach Kurt Lammer said he was going to pressure almost every time Lincoln Christian takes the ball out. They think they can get some turnovers. They have. Lincoln Christian has 9 so far, and the defense has worked pretty much very well for Stanton.
Stanton again with that press, able to get it in there. Mike O'Hara will bring it across, and they will bring it across in a hurry. Dan Cooley looks inside, can't get the screen though from Vollertson. Tom Cockle looks inside for Metcalf. Metcalf off the glass, but he can't get it to go.
Metcalf found the seam that time, but he was running in toward the play there, and the bank off the glass simply did not work.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Lincoln Christian 25, Stanton 20. Kennedy looks inside for Dolliver, and he's hacked by Vollertson.
That time Nate came up from the backside very nicely, but as the momentum was carrying him forward, caught the body. As we head to the free throw line.
First 3 free throws coming up now for the Stanton Mustangs, and it will be John Dolliver to shoot.
The 6'5" senior averaging over 25 points a game and 7.5 rebounds. The old cliche rings true, the go-to guy.
Vollertson leaves in favor of Drevo. For Lincoln Christian, Dolliver makes his first free throw. He now has 7 points on the morning, and it's now a 4-point Christian lead.
For a big guy, look at the rotation he gets on this ball here. That tends to make that net go swack, which is such a pretty sound.
I'll tell you what, later today, we're going to see a kid in Class A for Columbus who's got the most unusual shot you've ever seen, and we'll document that when that game comes around as we have loose ball on the floor, and it will belong on the inbounds to Lincoln Christian as Vogel could not control it before sliding beyond the baseline.
You're talking about that Class A game.
A lot of fun it's going to be. Columbus and Lincoln Northeast. Here we go. Lincoln Christian stolen away by Jason Dolliver.
High off the glass that time. That's the only way he really could have made that, and made it look very, very nice.
Here come the Crusaders the other way. It's now a 1-point game, a 9-0 run by the Mustangs. Again, trying to get it to Drevo, nearly knocked away, brought down by Metcalf. Turnaround by Mike O'Hara.
O'Hara and company getting back on defense again because Stanton will bring it right back down.
3-point lead for Lincoln Christian. Inside play stripped away by Lincoln Christian. Dan Cooley in the middle of that mess. But Stanton somehow comes away with it. Vogel tries to drive inside. Draws the foul.
The furious pace of this game is really making this a lot of fun to watch for the crowd here, and hopefully for you at home here too. Matthew Drevo that time stuffing up the middle as Jesse Vogel is stepping up at the free throw line for a couple. And I'll tell you, I think everybody could use the little break they're getting here. That was just furious down there.
Steve Hendricks back into the basketball game. He played a brief time as Dolliver comes out. By the way, that is the second personal foul on O'Hara as we've got mass substitutions now coming in as each team counters with their better players. Vollertson back in. He and Drevo in the game now at the same time as Vogel makes the first foul shot.
Both teams will now be in the bonus as far as free throw goes for the final 2 minutes and 54 seconds of this half. Vollertson has been a force on the boards. He has 5 so far on the defensive end, and no one has gotten close when he's blocked them out.
2-point Lincoln Christian lead, the Class C2 championship here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Again, Metcalf looked to drive, now kicks it out for 3. This time it won't go for Tom Kaku, who drained the 3 at the end of the first period. Running with it, Kennedy. Rebound to Cooley. Now it's Lincoln Christian back the other way. Furious pace to this game so far. 27-25 Christian as Metcalf drives for the hole.
That was a very nice drive there. A reverse spin move, and Metcalf then had the presence of mind to put it up as he was floating in to hit the shot.
For a guy who doesn't usually start, Metcalf really has some fluid moves to the basket. Here's Vogel.
Speaking of fluid moves, one good one deserves another.
From one guard to the other, and Stanton is drawn within 2. 29-27, and we have a foul along the near sideline. It will go against Jason Dolliver.
You know, we talk about from one guard to another. This game has been from one end to the other. This has been surely just so much fun to watch.
Well, the floor here at the Devaney Center is a good 10 feet longer than most of the floors that these teams play on throughout the regular season, but you can't tell by the way these teams are running. That extra 5 feet just means a little more exercise. Going to the bench with his first personal foul is, Jason Dolliver at the foul line. Metcalf for 1 and 1 off the back of the rim and no good. 29-27, Stanton trying to take the lead. And now the three-pointers aren't falling for Stanton. He had a good first period shooting three-pointers. Now it's turned into more of an inside game as Lincoln Christian tries to move it around the perimeter. Cockle looks inside for Fullerton, and Fullerton was off balance as he went down low. So with 90 seconds left, substitutions coming back in. Ehlers back in for Stanton, and Metcalf back in for Stanton. And with 90 seconds to go before halftime, it's Christian by 2. Right there, the Lincoln Christian girls basketball team, they had a very short morning. They got here at 3 o'clock, or they left here at 3 o'clock in the morning to help clean up. They're trying to buy new uniforms. And speaking of Iron Men, the officials in this game, Dan Trout and Jeff Wolf, they too were here late last night. They officiated the last game last night between Beatrice and Roncalli. So some people here haven't gotten much sleep. Lincoln Christian basketball leading by 2. Lost underneath, knocked out of bounds by Dolliver. It will still belong to Christian underneath. Both teams will be in the bonus for the final minute 11 here in the first half. Looking to inbound, Metcalf has to go long to Cooley, who comes back out to catch it. Tom Cockle and Metcalf again. Knocked away by Dolliver on a nice play as the pass was intended for Dan Cooley. Long cross-court pass. That's dangerous to do with the big guys underneath for Stanton. There you take a look at Dr. Wes Shepard, and on the other side, Kurt Lammers, the head coach of the Stanton Mustangs, trying for their first state championship since 1964. Inside pass to Drevo and knocked away by Dolliver into the hands of Kennedy. Kennedy back the other way. Knocks over the man to go to the hole. Kennedy, the first player in this game in double figures. He's got 10. We have a tie game. 41 seconds to go in the first half. You might think Christian would play for the last shot, but the way this game is going, there's probably 2 or 3 more possessions left in this game. 30 seconds to go now as Christian looking inside, turnaround by Drevo. Drevo has gone cold here in the second period. And Stanton has been able to capitalize. They've outscored Christian 14-4 in the last 4.5 minutes. Last possession here, 11 seconds, 10 seconds left to go. Dolliver with the basketball, 7 seconds left. He will drive, he'll kick it out. 4 seconds left for 3, rims in and out. And that will do it. So we're right back where we started from. Stanton and Lincoln Christian tied at 29. An exciting basketball game to this point as the Stanton Mustangs and the Christian Crusaders will go to the locker room and see if they can't rectify the situation, try to figure out these other teams' strategies. An exciting basketball game. Both teams running the ball. In the first period, a lot of three-point shooting, mostly perimeter. Second period, teams trying to get the ball underneath, but Matt Drevo having a tough go of it. And if Christian is going to be successful in the second half, they're going to need Matt Drevo to connect on some of these easy layups. Let's go down now to Vince Erickson with the head coach of the Crusaders.
Thank you very much, John. Wes Shepard with me. Coach, how do you like the furious pace of this game so far?
Well, I'm really pleased with the way that both teams are playing.
What about for second half now? You looking to keep up the same thing, maybe get a couple of more runs?
We have to, and we have to continue to play tough defense and get those boards, deny the ball wherever it's supposed to be, and then just hang in there. We'll be okay.
All righty, good luck to you second half, Coach. We're at halftime of the Class C2 game, tied up at 29. Back with more halftime after this. Halftime of the Class C2 game, a tie game between Stanton and Lincoln Christian, and here to talk about the All-State team you just saw is Ryan Rule, the coach at Hebron. Ryan, thank you very much for joining us today. Tell us your thoughts on this year's All-State team.
I think we have a pretty strong All-State team. I think there's a couple standouts. You see him here today. Matt Drevo, he's a very good inside-outside kid. He's 6'9". He's tough to guard for Stanton right now, but they've held him down towards the end of the second quarter. And I think another one is John Dolliver, and that kid can shoot it from anywhere. He's a really good player. And you're seeing the best of the best right here today, and those are the two that really stand out on that team.
As I understand, you have some of the best down in Hebron. You had an off year this year because you had one starter back. What about prospects for next year?
Oh, Hebron's got a very young team coming back next year. They developed well this year. There's about 8 players coming back to be really solid. You're going to look at Hebron to be a force next year. They should be a pretty good team next year.
You look at the first half of this game here. It was simply a furious pace, as John Bishop and I were mentioning. Is this the kind of ball you're seeing across the state in Class C1 more of now?
This is the type of ball we play. We play an up-tempo press all over the floor. You see when Stanton, when they got back into it, they played a man-to-man press. They really got after it and up-tempo and pushing the ball and pushing the issue. That's the way they play. I saw them over the Christmas break. They play that way, and when they play that way, they're tough to beat. Lincoln Christian, they're more strict. They like to come to a half-court game, and when they get in the half-court game, they're tough to beat. So I think if Stanton keeps the pace up, they'll win the game.
All righty, Ryan Rule, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the game, okay? Okay, again, we're at halftime of the Class C2 game. We'll be back with more halftime festivities after this.
Halftime activities at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. We're tied at 29 between Lincoln Christian and Stanton in the C2 championship game. And as you look at the first half stats, you begin to wonder, with Stanton so far behind in field goal percentage, how are they staying in the game? Well, they're doing it by shooting threes, especially in the first period. They're 4 for 11 shooting threes. 2 of those belong to John Dolliver, the other 2 to Zach Kennedy. Kennedy leads all scorers with 10 points for Lincoln Christian. Matt Drevo has 9, and Drevo, though, has been very cold in the second period. He's going to have to warm things up in the second half for Lincoln Christian to be successful. Lincoln Christian and Stanton tied at 29, and we'll be back after this.
Dangerous.
35-24 Christian. Turnaround by Kennedy, partially blocked, but into the hands of Ehlers. Ehlers then bounces it off the leg of Matt Drevo. It'll be out of bounds, Stanton basketball.
2 pieces of credit go here. First to Drevo for altering the shot, but second to Stanton for continuing to take it in there. Matthew Drevo does have 2 fouls.
How's this? Kennedy. Good grief. Well, just like we had in the first period, the third period's turning into a battle of 3-pointers. And Stanton winning right now by 2. Now they're going to go interior, kick it back out. Same spot on the floor. Rebound to Dolliver.
Right place, right time, right result for Stanton as they pressure the ball out of bounds.
4-point lead for the Mustangs. Christian able to break the press. Lockridge. Metcalf. Now Drevo inside. Has to come back out. Metcalf. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Stanton playing tough inside. Here's Cooley from 18.
That was sweet. Good ball movement that time by Lincoln Christian, waiting for the open man. That is what their game is. They like to hit the open spots to get jumpers.
Dan Cooley averages 4 points on the average this season. He's got 4 in this game. None of the 3. This time Dolliver falls short. Crusaders with a chance to tie with a 2, lead with a 3. They lead.
That's one thing we haven't seen until now from Jason Metcalf. He can also spot up there and shoot the 3. Out here on the upper part of the arc is his area of specialty.
Well, somebody better dial long distance. I hope there's someone that's going to pay for this bill, though. These teams are going way outside. And now we have contact as Dolliver tries to go inside the free throw line. Foul on Lincoln Christian. And that one will go on Lockridge, which should be his 3rd.
And it is his 3rd. No one up off the bench for Wes Shepard and company yet. Wes is telling his team, bear down and look out for those 3s.
2 players now in foul trouble, and both wearing the number 40. Stolen away by Vollertson. He tried to trigger the break, but a nice play by Vogel to step in front of Metcalf to steal the ball. Now a loose ball on the floor, but Stanton able to hustle back to it. Christian leads by 1. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd. 3-pointer.
You simply cannot let them do that on the outside like that. They've shown they can bury it. Lincoln Christian defense, look for them to adjust the next time down the floor.
The magic number in this game is 19 feet 9 inches. because everything in this second half has come from beyond that as far as the shots are concerned. Here's a turnaround by Drevo. Rebound into the hands of Stanton.
And once again, John Bishop, this is a game of runs right now. It looks like Stanton right now making a little one of theirs.
Nice feed to Ehlers, but he can't connect. Rebound to Cooley. Matt Drevo, he's hit a three. He's scored a couple of baskets here in the second half, but you get the feel that he's not into his game yet. Stolen away by Dolliver, but nice reverse pass into the hands, unfortunately for him, of Metcalf for Christian.
Dolliver's simply a superb athlete. That takes good body control to do something like that.
Foul on the way to the basket, and the Stanton fans not happy about that. And laying on the floor is Zach Kennedy. Double insult there. He falls to the ground and commits the foul.
I'll tell you what, that was one of those plays. Again, the official right on top of it. The ball goes down low into the blocks. And you can see the player is there, but he was moving his leg, and he gets called for the block right there.
3:33 to go in the third. It's Stanton by 2. It's been a battle of three-pointers. Zach Kennedy with 4 of them for Stanton.
Lincoln Christian 3 for 4 for the game. Stanton 7 for 11. That 3-ball center pocket, a popular shot. Just ask Jason Metcalf.
Jason Metcalf with his second tray. He's got 11, 43-42. It's the Crusaders by 1.
Here's the defense matching up more outside. Look at Matthew Drevo sinking back in there. That may be why they're getting some holes open out there on the outside.
This time Kennedy posting up down low. Fights off Bullerton, and Bullerton with the tie-up. A great play using his height advantage that time to grab that basketball.
And that is textbook how to stick your hand up and not follow through. That way the ball goes up, you take no chance on getting any arm. Here's Bullerton on the backside. The ball's coming in, keeps his position, hand is up right there. Notice now, he simply puts his hand on the ball to make sure that he gets the tie-up.
And here's Drevo making the drive, and Bullerton with the rebound.
Right place, right time. That's his game.
Bullerton's got 6 points. Out of bounds, Stanton lost that basketball. Jesse Vogel having a problem getting to it. And with 2:51 to go in the third period, Christian with a chance to go up by 2 possessions.
And once again, here's the pressure from Stanton. Give them credit for pushing the ball again each time down the floor.
Christian back the other way, Lockridge. This is Dan Cooley. Cooley's going to try to get inside on Metcalf. Pulls up. Short. Lockridge. 5-point Crusader lead. Jesse Vogel. Outside, long distance. That time it wouldn't fall for Dolliver, but his brother gets the rebound. Zach Kennedy, nice move, but knocked away. Again, it's Bullerton standing in the right place at the right time.
Matt Bullerton has been a gentle giant so far. Nobody has gotten really a rebound around him, and he's been at the right place at the right time on both ends of the floor.
Metcalf for the drive, but the basket won't foul. He will still go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a very fine play by Jason Metcalf that time. He goes in with the right hand and scooped it underneath the defense and had enough spin on it right here to where it almost goes in. Look at the English he puts on that. That's called great grammar.
So Metcalf will go to the line. He is 1 for 3 foul shooting. Speaking of Jason's, Jason Dolliver exits in favor of Steve Henricks.
Jason Metcalf, a 6-foot junior, averaging 8.5 points a game. And if he hits this next free throw, it will be a 9-0 Lincoln Christian run here as we go toward the home stretch of the third quarter.
Metcalf with 13 points, 49-42. Lincoln Christian by 7.
Which is not a safe lead here. Not a safe lead in this game at all.
That's why. And that time it's Roenfeld. Willie Roenfeld's first points come from 3. A 4-point Crusader lead, and now Cooley nearly a 5-second call. The Stanton fans wanted it. They're not going to get it though. Inside pass, tried to get it to Lockridge, but it's stolen away by Zach Kennedy. And Stanton now back the other way to answer. Every time the Crusaders open up a lead, Stanton is able to make the run. That time Lockridge stepped in front of the ball. Nice save. but into the hands of O'Hara. Mike O'Hara for the Crusaders.
There might have been some hesitation there because the ball hit the side of the backboard that time. Evidently they called it in. That's why Christian has the ball right here.
O'Hara trying to go between two defenders, and he's fouled by Zach Kennedy on the way to the basket.
You have to like the poise of both of these teams. Each time there is a run, the other team steps up to respond. And as we head toward the final minute of this quarter, it's going to be imperative for whoever gets the last run to then hold them on the defensive end.
That's the third foul on Kennedy, fourth team foul for Stanton in the half. Minute 5 to go in the third. 49-45 Christian. Dan Cooley, the charge.
That time it looked like he had the seam going to the basket, but Stanton there to get this position for the player control foul. Ball goes the other way. Stanton has it going this way.
That's gutsy by Kennedy because he's playing with 3 fouls, and there's still 9 minutes left in this game. If he'd have been shuffling his feet just a little bit, or if the official thought he had shuffled his feet, he'd have had 4 fouls. And he's a key player down the stretch for Stanton. Fade away. Missed. Rebound. Christian. Cooley. 3-on-1. Lost the ball. And it's Roenfeld with it. Nice play to get it into the hands of Vogel. Back the other way with 40 seconds to go in the third. Jump shot is no good, but the rebound to Kennedy, and foul going up by Drevo.
Third one on Drevo right there, and I'll tell you, they missed a grand opportunity for a fast break layup down here. They had 2 men down on this end of the floor. With the trees down here blocking the way, they couldn't see, but they still had enough presence and speed to get the fast break opportunity here and a couple of free throws.
And if David Lockridge had not lost control of the dribble, it would have been a swing in this basketball game. Now Volertson checks in, Drevo checks out. Drevo with 3 personals and 15 points.
Matthew Drevo has had some foul trouble problems, but when it gets down to the fourth quarter, he's been able to hang in there. And he's going to have to see that once again as he sits down as we near the end of the quarter.
Zach Kennedy to attempt his first foul shots. Kennedy leads all scorers with 16 points. He has 4 3-pointers in this game. 2 in the first period, 2 in the third. Second one is missed. 30 seconds to go in the third period. It's Lincoln Christian leading by 4. Metcalf thought about it. Now they move the ball around. Dan Cooley. Volertson tries to get his own rebound, knocked out of bounds by Volertson. It will belong to Stanton for the last 11.5 seconds. They will play for 1 shot.
Look for them to run John Dolliver off a couple of screens here to get him open for a shot. He has the ball right now. Let's see how this last part transpires.
5 seconds. Dolliver for 3. Air ball. 2 seconds left. Saved into the hands of Christian. There's the buzzer. We have played 3 periods. Lincoln Christian 49, Stanton 45. Back with the final 8 minutes of the C2 championship after this. 8 minutes to go, and it's still anyone's ball game, as these fans will attest. Stanton basketball to start the final 8 minutes.
What a game it's been so far. And a turnover starts that. That's not the way you want to start a quarter when you have the ball, a chance to pull within 2.
And I mentioned in the first half how these teams are well coached fundamentally. I believe that's the first double dribble call, and I think we've only had 2 or 3 travels in this game. So these players know how to keep their feet and ball about them. Looks inside, Drevo. Oh, nice underhand feed, but Metcalf can't control it, but he's able to save it into the hands of Cooley. Look at Drevo again, standing out on the wing. Now he's going to try to shuffle underneath. Now back out on the wing. Looking inside for Volertson, the 6'7" guy, puts it up, no good. Rebound to Dolliver. Stanton back the other way. Vogel. Inside between 2 defenders, knocked away by Matt Drevo.
Absolutely huge.
49-45, Christian by 4. Cooley at the top of the circle. Cooley kicks it out to Drevo. Still can't get the shots to fall, but Volertson's right there. Volertson with 6-point Crusader lead. Stanton will try to answer with a 3. Not falling this time. Rebound fought for. Nicely done by Ehlers to keep it alive for the Mustangs. Now this time Dolliver will go a little bit closer, and he can't get the ball to fall in for him now.
But Stanton's offense is doing the right things, though. They're getting him open. That's what the play is designed for, as they get another chance now.
He stretched out all 5 feet 10 of him. Vogel with a nice feed, or nice steal. And the feed from brother to brother, Jason to John, but Jason's had a little bit too much spin on it.
Oh, and you should have seen the look on John's face, because he really felt he should have had it. It was a tough pass to handle with a man in the way, as Zach Kennedy checks back in.
They'll need Kennedy down the stretch, down by 6 right now. Stolen away by Dolliver. Dolliver tries behind the back, loses control of it. Vogel blocked. Vogel, nice feed. Oh, baby.
What a sequence of plays right there. The behind the back, and then a beautiful pass going up and almost jamming it in.
I'll tell you what, some of these players have eyes in the back of their head. And
Drevo showed us one right there.
Wow. Near travel there. But the referee says the ball was slapped away. 51-47. Cooley. Rebound to Vogel. Jesse Vogel. Dolliver. What a move.
Man had his hand on top of the ball, had the presence of mind to get it and spin it in there, as it's 51-49 Christian.
Last 4 points belong to the Mustangs. Here's Metcalf to try to change that. No. Rebound to Drevo.
It helps to have a guy 6'9" that can be there and just take that down.
Matt with 17 points, 53-49 Christian. And a block will be called. And laying on the floor is David Lockridge.
Newsflash, John Dolliver wants the ball. He's getting the ball and he's taking it in each time. He is very confident. That's why he scores over 25 points a game, as we're going to take a little break.
Christian, 53, Stanton, 49.
Eyes in the back of the head. The block, the pass, and the almost jam. And what a jamming game we have. 53-49 Lincoln Christian, 5:11 to go, with John Dolliver on the free throw line for a couple.
He's been perfect on the morning so far, 4 for 4, 14 points for the senior. Three-point lead for Christian. And it will stay there.
And they're now 6 for 10 from the free throw line, Stanton is. Lincoln Christian 4 for 6 as the pressure continues from Stanton.
Neither team in the bonus, by the way, with 5 minutes to go in regulation.
Been a really clean game so far. Nobody's gone down on the deck unless they've been hustling for a ball.
Lockridge, wild pass, but a nice save by Cooley. Cooley, he cannot get inside to save his life. Looking around for the open shot. And now a rarity in this game. Trying to run a little clock here. Metcalf, the charge.
Player control there from Metcalf that time. We're kind of shaded from the play right here, but Metcalf that time went down low, and there was a man there waiting for him, and that's why the ball's going the other way. Let's check it out. Yeah, came in with that elbow right there. That'll cost him as Stanton takes the ball with a chance to cut into this lead and possibly tie it.
And again, it was Kennedy who drew the foul, and he's got 3, so he's got to be careful. He's their best three-point shooter. He's got 4 trays in this game.
You know, there's a tribute to these athletes right here. They've been going at it fast and furious, and there's not one person hanging down. Both coaches have these teams in great shape to play.
Here's Kennedy, but that time he threw up a brick. That would have tied the score. Now Christian with a chance to go up by 2 possessions with 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the 4th period of the C2 championship.
And you know, normally possessions would be starting to play about this time, but not with these two teams. Not with this pace.
Dan Cooley tries to find Bullerton underneath, but stolen away by Dolliver. They're going to run with it. They've got numbers for the moment. Missed the dunk, but it managed to fall in on the ricochet off the rim.
Friendly roll that time. Very, very friendly roll.
We said Kennedy would be the X factor in this game. He's got 20 points. Stolen away. Chance for Stanton to take the lead. Dolliver for 3. Long rebound though to Vogel. They'll get another crack at it. 3:20 to go.
The basket face east, but Dolliver's three-point shot has gone south.
Moving the ball around. Roenfeld, Dolliver, Stanton leads.
Tell you what, though, doesn't take long to get it back. That's why he's their gamer. 25 points a game.
54-53, and it's stolen by Dolliver. Dolliver, reverse layup.
And just like that, Stanton now has a three-point lead with under now 2:50 to go.
Drevo to tie. Too long. Rebound fought for. Whistled and fouled, and Stanton, they can feel it.
Turnovers critical in this game right now. Stanton has 15, but Kurt Lammers has forced 25 turnovers from this Lincoln Christian team. As we get ready to take a couple of free throws down here, I believe.
Dan Cooley committed the personal. That's the 7th team foul on the Crusaders. 1-and-1 situation. Stanton in the bonus for the balance.
And Stanton again is 6 for 10 from the free throw line. Let's see how they convert these as we go to 1-and-1, at least for another 3 fouls.
Zach Kennedy has 20 points. He's 0 for 2 foul shooting. Make that 0 for 3. Back and forth we go. 56-53. Stanton leads it. 4th period.
2.5 to go now.
Drevo under double coverage. That's height for you.
That's height, and that's poise down low. Getting the ball and turning quickly and getting in there for the easy deuce.
1 point Stanton lead. Mustang basketball. Roenfeld nearly has it knocked away. There's the man that Stanton wants to have the basketball. That time it won't fall. And the rebound, and a clutch rebound for Metcalf. Cooley nearly stolen away. But that time, Kennedy tried to get it. He was hustling all the way for it. Nearly dives into the scorer's table. Knocked out of bounds. It will still belong to the Crusaders with 1:56 to go.
Basketball at its best. They don't care about getting the burns there. They simply want the ball. Shows you the focus that both these teams have as we go down the stretch.
Timeout on the floor. Stanton 56, Christian 55.
Turnovers been the key so far for Stanton, forcing 25. John Dolliver converting this one. That's why they're up 56-55. We are inside. 2 minutes to go. John Bishop.
Christian basketball. And it'll be Vollertson. Now Dan Cooley, he'll run the show.
What a way to start out the day. We have 5 other games for you after this one. If they're as exciting as this, John.
And Lockridge threw it away.
Those are the kind of things that make it exciting, but make it nerve-wracking on coaches and fans.
Willie Roenfeld back in for the Mustangs. And B.J. Ehlers will depart with a $140. Time on your screen. 4th period. Roenfeld, Dolliver, travels. Oh, what a costly turnover.
And he knew it right there, but he got back down there right away. He's a championship caliber player. Kurt Lammers setting up the defense here, pressuring the whole game.
I'll tell you what, we may see a 5-second call before this game's over. Christian gets another inbound opportunity. They have really been pressuring the inbounds passer. Metcalf, Lockridge. Lockridge along the baseline. That was a tough move. He was fouled going to the hoop, but I tell you what, Vince, he really had to struggle just to get it down there.
That's because they had a double post down low, and he drove the whole baseline, and he was in the trees. Here he goes up. Oh, boy. I think the block looked good. It looked like they got him with the body down low as Lockridge goes to the free throw line for 2. Christian 4 for 6 from the free throw line going into this one.
And that's only the first personal on John Dolliver. This would tie.
This is where you need to convert everything. Right here at this point, a $1:19 to go. Lockridge for his 2nd free throw.
And we're right back to the beginning. 7 points for Lockridge, 56 for Christian, 56 for Stanton. Final 1:10 of the C2 Chat title game.
Dolliver posting this time.
Tough fadeaway.
Dolliver showing every part of his game right here. He has a multi-arsenal. Let's see how it transpires for the final minute of the game.
Stanton by 2. Christian basketball. Nearly stolen away. Drevo back underneath. Fouled on the way to the basket. And that negated a great block by Zach Kennedy, who got up in the air, elevated, and stuffed the 6'9 senior.
Going to call the body here. Drevo sinking into the middle, gets the ball, turns like he's supposed to. Referee right on top of the play and calls the block.
4th personal foul on Willie Rohnfeldt. 47.1 seconds to go here in the 4th period. It will be free throws upcoming for Matt Drevo. If he makes them both, we're going to be tied at 58.
It's 5 for 8 from the free throw line for Lincoln Christian. Matthew Drevo is such a fluid player, though, very much like John Dolliver. Dolliver has such a good arsenal of game. You saw him post up down here low. He has that three-point shot. I wonder what they're drawing up in the huddle there once they get done with these free throws there, John.
Stanton and Lincoln Christian. Christian fans on the far side, Stanton fans behind us. And if you were watching with us last week, every winning team had their fans sitting on the south side of the Devaney Center. So Lincoln Christian has that to face them because they're sitting on the wrong side according to what happened last week.
But that was last week, man. New week, new game. We've started out so much fun here in this one. All the way down to the end, this one's going to go. Again, we have 5 others. The Class D2 game is next. But right now, we've got West Shepherd in the Class C2 game as Lincoln Christian goes to the free throw line against Kurt Lammer's Stanton Mustangs.
Will it be another Kim Sublett type finish? But first, we have foul shots.
I don't think there's anybody on that Stanton team that doesn't shoot, though. Matthew Drevo, 25 points a game with just like 1 right now.
He gets 1, but he doesn't get 2, and that's what Christian needed to tie. 45 seconds to go. Mustangs are going to try to run down this clock, but they lost it out of bounds. It's Jason Dolliver. Couldn't control the ball.
May have been a case where he was looking down the floor beforehand, simply lost it off his hands as the ball goes out of bounds. Stanton's going to continue pressuring the ball.
Here's your game reset. 7 fouls on Christian, 6 fouls on Stanton. The possession arrow is pointing to the Crusader bench. It's Crusader basketball with 39.3 seconds to go. Lincoln Christian trails by 1. Do you play for the last shot here? Plenty of time left.
Well, the way this pace has gone, I think it benefits Lincoln Christian to keep the game slower. You're going to see them have to move the ball very fast because Stanton simply has that good pressure. They have forced 25, 26 turnovers in this game, so it's a question of what the defense really gives you. If they can get the shot down low to Drevo or to Vollertson or get a drive for a high percentage shot, look for them to go ahead and take that. If not, they're going to have to get something because 39 seconds in this type of a game is an eternity of time.
And Christian has 1 timeout left, Stanton with 3. If either team needs to stop the clock, so it's no problem for Stanton if they do fall behind. But for Christian, it's a different situation.
And here we have our friendly resident, the Bird.
Eventually today, we're going to catch that sucker on camera because he is flying all around the arena. He spent most of the Class A game here yesterday.
On the floor, between there and the backboard and the scoreboard. I think he hibernates up there on that upper scoreboard, which has been lit up by both these teams today.
Christian basketball. Ooh, dangerous pass, but Cooley's able to break away to get it. 36 seconds to go. The clock will be in your corner. Dan Cooley knocked away by Zach Kennedy. Kennedy thought it was off the hand of Drevo, but he was just trying to coax a call out of the official.
Official right there on top of everything. Wonderful game called by these officials so far. They've kept it under control, yet the game has been fluid in and of itself. That's what you love to see.
Despite the fact that both officials had to come back 12 hours later to go to work. Christian to inbound. Nearly lost it. It's Lockridge. Vollertson fouled on the way up. He will shoot to either tie, lead, or stay status quo with 25.9 to go.
How many times have you seen Nate Vollertson right there, the big 6'7" junior, be at the right place at the right time? It sounds redundant, but when you are, that's what happens. He's on the line for 1 and 1.
This first one is important. No, can't get it to fall.
20 seconds to go now.
Stanton by 1, nearly stolen away. Did he get it? Knocked down. A foul. A foul is called on Stanton. What a great play. What a great play by Metcalf.
Jason Metcalf was running around the court there, really could not believe he had it, and then he did. Oh my gosh, what a play right there. Look at the block. He stumbles, but he gets his feet back, gets it, and there's the contact. He goes down. Watch him as he gets back up, and the call was made. Both benches really pumped. This one's going to the final. Time down.
16.9 seconds to go, and Jason Metcalf, who is 3 for 5 at the foul line with 13 points this morning, will shoot 1 and 1 for a chance of giving Coach Wes Shepard his second state title and Lincoln Christian the third in school history.
The Devaney Center alive and well right now. I'd say about 8,000 fans here right now getting their money's worth and more.
But what a fantastic play by Jason Metcalf. He was there by himself, just playing his spot on the floor.
And you know what? It's only fitting, John, right here. We have the free throw stats in front of us. Both teams are 6 for 11 from the free throw line, and it may come down to a couple more. When you talk about fundamental basketball that Kurt Lammers and Wes Shepard teach both these teams championship caliber teams, it's only fitting that it may come down to something very fundamental.
Now, strategy session for Stanton. If Metcalf is successful on both, they still have 2 timeouts. They will probably call one to try to set up a final shot. But first,
those are the kind of free throws that make you nervous because they hit a lot of rim and then fall. You should have seen the Christian bench over there. Matter of fact, Stanton bench was the same way. This one, you're going to have some nails being bitten down.
Christian leads. 15 for Metcalf. No timeout called. 15 seconds left. Here's Vogel. They're going to play for one shot and a state title. Inside play. Fouled on the way to the basket. Drevo commits the foul. 8.7 seconds to go.
That time, Dolliver, you wanted to have the ball in his hands. As I told you earlier, he wants the ball. Here's the play. Drevo with some hands on him there. They may get, let's check that. They may get Lockridge for that one. No, they get it on Drevo for the initial contact. Dolliver goes to the free throw line. 2 shots. Oh boy. Here's where you find out what you're made of. 1 shot to tie. John Dolliver.
Tie game.
That is confidence.
8.7. Long pass to Drevo. Drevo for 3 on a possible win. No. Rebound Stanton. Long baseball pass. We will have overtime.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this? How much fun can we have?
But still a final shot at the very end, but it ricocheted off the rear of the backboard. We will play an additional 4 minutes in the C2 title game. Oh, what a way to start this 86th Boys State Championship Saturday.
You know, last week we had such a great girls tournament ended by the Pius South Sioux City game. It looks like the enthusiasm and the great play has continued right into this boys tournament. The fans just absolutely elated. I know they'd like to have, both teams would like to have a win right now. At the same time, you're getting to see 2 great teams just go after each other and find out what each team has.
Well, you saw right there, they put the ball in the hands of their key players. Drevo for Lincoln Christian, and for Stanton, John Dolliver. Each player was given the opportunity, each star given the opportunity to take home the title. But where do we end up? playing an extra 4 minutes.
And as we come out, we'll have the same starters for Stanton. Once again, Stanton, if you're just joining us, in their road black, Lincoln Christian in their home white.
Foul trouble as we speak. Drevo and Lockridge for Christian, each with 4. Kennedy and Rohnfeldt for Stanton, each with 4. Vogel has 3 for Stanton, and those are your players in foul trouble as we begin overtime.
And as Drevo and Dolliver start to jump, they're both smiling at each other. Both these teams have great mutual respect for one another, as they should, as we head to the overtime.
And why not? Each team's played a great basketball game. Inside play to Vollertson. Vollertson blocked away by Dolliver.
You think Dolliver's feeling a little rhythm right now?
Well, he's probably trying to recover still. He had a chance to possibly win the game with 2 foul shots. But stolen right back, Lincoln Christian. This is Metcalf. Metcalf's been kind of quiet with the exception of that big play he made down the stretch in regulation. Stolen away by Stanton, loose ball on the floor, and Lockridge comes away with it. Dolliver goes flying into the bench. Metcalf, nice head fake, drive, feed, knocked away. Now it's become a strict defensive contest for the first 45 seconds of overtime. Here's Vogel!
What a scoop underneath that time. Vollertson right there on defense, but he had the presence of mind to get the ball down low.
Heads up play by Dan Cooley.
Oh, boy.
We mentioned that there may be a 5-second call against Lincoln Christian because Stanton is so ferocious on the inbounds play. That time Cooley with the heads up play. Christian was given the extra timeout for the overtime, so they still have 1 left. But a great play by Cooley to prevent the turnover, trailing by 2.
I'll tell you what, that time Cooley, again, great name for a point guard, great head for a point guard. The point guard needs to make those decisions so that you don't have those kind of turnovers. Lincoln Christian has had their fair share. Stanton has also, but in a high-octane game, that's to be expected. Take a look at the play here. Vollertson there on defense, underneath with his momentum carrying him away from the basket. Great play that time by Jesse Vogel. Lincoln Christian formulating their strategy to try to stop things like that.
Vogel with 7 points, and 2 of them very big right there. The only 2 points of this overtime period in the C2 title game.
As the teams break their huddle, ready to come back. The Class D2 game between Philly and Shickley is next. After that one, the Class A game between Columbus and Lincoln Northeast. Both of those should burn up the house. Glad you're with us here again for the Class C2 game. We're in overtime. Stanton leading Lincoln Christian 61-59.
And according to my quick look at the books, this is the first overtime ever in Class C. And guess what? The 5-second happened. The 5-second call that we were thinking might happen, happened.
Just the way Kurt Lammers drew it up on the blackboard.
Metcalf leaps for the basketball. We've played 1 minute in overtime. Stanton by 2. Off the rim, but the rebound to Jason Metcalf. Metcalf back to John Metcalf. Long shot for Kennedy, and look at Stanton hustling for the basketball, and a foul is called on Lincoln Christian.
Something Wes Shepard cannot be pleased about on that is not necessarily the foul on Cooley, but the fact that Stanton got 2 other looks at the basket when the ball was rebounded. You must block out below the basket. It's a lot harder than it looks, though, when the ball bounces away from you.
Willie Rohnfeldt with 3 points this morning will shoot free throws. This is his first trip to the line. Cooley picked up his 3rd personal. Foul shot no good. Rebound to Vollertson. Christian with a chance to tie. Drevo moved to the hoop, but he called with a charge. He's called with the charge.
I'd like to see that one again. Once again, we were shielded from the play right here, but Drevo now has.
Oh.
Is he gone? Let's see. Yeah?
And it was Kennedy. 2 players with 4 fouls each. One of them had to go. And for Lincoln Christian, it's Matt Drevo.
Well, each time that happened, the player had his feet set and had sitting position. As long as you have that, then you can move. As long as you are set there, and then you get the player control foul. As Dolliver has it for Stanton with a 2-point lead.
Mike O'Hara, the 6'3 sophomore, will take the place of Drevo. Vollertson will become even bigger in this game down the stretch with 2:20 to go in the overtime. Stanton leads by 2. Kennedy Jason Dolliver, no. Rebound, Metcalf of Christian.
Tell you what, Stanton has not gone away from their game plan. They're going to keep taking those threes as long as they're open as we head toward the final 2 minutes of this first overtime.
Lockridge, blocked in the corner. Oh, a nice feed to O'Hara. O'Hara to Cooley. Can't get the shots to go. Long baseball pass. It's Dolliver.
Oh boy, now there's trouble. We have 1:47 to go. 4-point lead for Stanton.
Christian basketball. Cooley nearly lost it. Oh, he got it back. As Metcalf really put some sting behind that pass. Christian needs to answer for three. Oh, what a clutch shot.
How many times has Metcalf come through?
He's got 18 points. He averages 8. 1 point Stanton lead to answer. Rebound to Kennedy. Blocked by Bullerton. Loose ball on the floor. Tie up. It belongs to Stanton.
They had time to shoot that as possession arrow goes towards Stanton, and it switches over. As soon as the ball goes over to Lincoln Christian, Dolliver will inbounds, calling the play. I wouldn't be surprised to see him roll off a couple of screens and get a look at the basket this time.
Kennedy for three. Rebound, Lockridge. Christian with a chance to lead, knocked to the floor. He's still on the floor. Good heady play, he has to call a timeout. That's always dangerous when a player has control of the ball on the floor. The referees usually will call a travel, but this time Lockridge sat on that floor for a good 3 or 4 seconds, and boy, that took some guts.
One of the things you don't like to see happen is whenever you're in a trap of taking it to the corner, right in front of our bench here, what happens there is that you have the half-court line as a barrier, the end line, or excuse me, the sideline over here is a barrier, then 2 guys. You're literally in a box that time, and if you lose the ball, there is no place for you to go, and you have to count on somebody getting open. That's why it's always advantageous to keep the ball in the middle of the court. But sometimes that simply cannot happen. Watch John Dolliver. Look at him get up. Whoever gets him for a college player is going to be a very, very fortunate person. He has so many tools to work with.
He can shoot from outside, and you can see he can play the post. And his job became a little bit easier with the exit of Matt Drevo, who's out of this game with 5 fouls. Inbound to Christian. 1:04 to go in overtime. Stanton 63, Lincoln Christian 62. Stanton trying for their first state title since 1964. Christian trying to make it 3 titles in 9 years. Cooley. Metcalf.
Inside a minute to go now.
And kicked off the foot of Dolliver and out of bounds. It will still belong to Christian, but you can see with the absence of Drevo, it's becoming increasingly difficult to get the ball down low in the post.
Which makes it easier for Stanton to pressure the ball on the outside and force turnovers.
O'Hara, 48 seconds left. Traveled. Oh, what a costly turnover for Lincoln Christian. Now Stanton with a chance to bleed the clock.
47 seconds to go. John Dolliver has the ball in his hands.
Both coaches up off the bench, as you can well expect. Both teams, well, at least Christian up off the bench. Stanton players still sitting down. How they can, I have no idea. Foul committed by Metcalf with 35.2 seconds to go.
And Jesse Vogel will go to the line. That time Metcalf got him. Vogel, a 5'10 senior, has the leadership qualities they want in a point guard. 6 points a game, 2.4 rebounds, and maybe none bigger than this 1-and-1 situation facing him right now.
Actually, it's the double bonus, Vince.
Understood.
Christian has broken into the 10th foul. And for the first time in quite a while, we see Tom Cockle, the freshman, check into the game, and Mike O'Hara, the sophomore, leaves. Big free throws. Vogel has 7 points. He's been mostly effective feeding the basketball to the bigger players. Two-point Stanton lead, 64-62. You see the clock. This is overtime. Christian may play for the tie or the win. Cooley was fouled.
Yes,
Cooley was going for the basketball. He was fouled by Vogel, who picks up now his 4th. And it'll be Christian to the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
Looked like Vogel that time got caught going one way and had to quickly turn his attention the other way, and that's how come he hit. Jason Metcalf, who goes to the line. Or is this Dan Cooley? Excuse me, Dan Cooley going to the free throw line. Let's find out how Cooley he is here.
4 points for Cooley. First foul shot attempt. 1 and 1.
Another one of those that hits a lot of rim on the way down.
This next one would tie. Now, Christian, no timeouts left. Stanton with 3. So they could call a timeout conceivably and set up a final play. This would tie.
Pressure now.
Stanton will let her go. Vogel. Metcalf for a chance. Yes! No timeouts left. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Christian trails by 2. Cooley driving all the way home. He made it. 5 seconds left. 4 seconds. No timeout called. Baseball pass. Final shot. Fouled on the way up. Fouled on the way up. Free throws for a state title.
How much can you say for presence of mind? The ball is inbounded on the other end immediately. Looking for the pass. There were 2 men open. That takes some forethought. Normally you think about getting the ball in. They know they're going to have someone down there. You throw it down to the vicinity and get the ball down there. 0.5 seconds to go. Oh my gosh. As Jason Dolliver is on the free throw line for the win. For the win.
He's got 2.
Keep in mind it takes 0.3 seconds.
Stanton will call a timeout to set up their defense. This next foul shot is gravy because Stanton leads by 1, a half second left. But like you said, Vince, great presence of mind to find the baseball pass, and Christian was caught with their heels back.
Well, that takes what you have to do there is when you have all 5 players on your end of the floor, as Wes Shepard is formulating the out-of-bounds play here. When you have all 5 of your players and you're looking for the shot to tie it up, you may not be thinking really about getting back on defense. Sometimes you need to, sometimes it just doesn't happen. That time, Stanton, it's more their presence of mind than anything to look for the long pass. Here it is, Dan Cooley going in for the lay, and look, 4 players right there as Cooley gets it, and here comes the ball the other way. Cooley, who took the shot, is the first one down there and the one who gets the foul. That's an awful lot of energy to be expended to hit that winning shot, go back and play defense like that.
Very good point, because a lot of emotion goes through you because that shot had tied the game at 66. Now, Stanton, this foul shot is really meaningless, but if it misses, it could bleed some extra time off the clock.
Yep. He needed to hit some rim on that one in order to make it go. It just hit the backboard. And the ball goes out of bounds. 0.5 seconds. It takes 0.3 to get the shot off.
This is for the championship. Stanton wins. Final, Stanton 67, Christian 66. The Mustangs are C2 champions. Back with more after this. Stanton wins the state championship now with the medal presentations. Here's Rich Broderson.
Number 25, Pat Samuelson. Number 33, Mike O'Hara. Number 35, Andy Manis.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good job. Way to go.
Number 44, Brad Schindler. Number 24, Dan Cooley. Number 31, Jason Metcalf. Number 40, David Lockridge. Number 50, Nate Rollerton. And number 51, Matthew Trevo. All of you are welcome to receive the runner-up trophy for your school. Congratulations, Lincoln Christian High School. Class C2 state runners-up. And now to the champions. First, Coach Kurt Lammers, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, hand out the gold medals to your championship team members. We'll introduce them one by one. Number 10, Ryan Gage. Number 20, Randy Bolt. Number 21, Mike Heckardley. Number 22, Steve Hendricks. Number 30, Nick Hayden. Number 42, Casey Jenkins. Number 50, B.J. Ehlers. Number 11, Jesse Vogel. Number 32, John Dolliver. Number 33, Jason Dolliver. Number 40, Willie Ronfelt. And number 44, Zach Kennedy. The 1996 Class C2 high school basketball champion is Stanton High School. Congratulations, players and coaches.
Stanton's first title in over 30 years, and we'll be back with the runner-up coach in just a moment. Coach, tough down the stretch. Dan Cooley kind of went from hero to innocent victim.
Yeah, well, that happens. You know, you can't put it on the one play. We had other turnovers as well, and we tried our best. I gave it a great shot. You know, I just committed this to the Lord, and I said, whatever happens, we're going to take it coming from you. And I'm just so thankful to be down here. Our kids played well. Our opponents played a great ball game. That's what high school basketball is about.
Matt Drevo fouling out down the stretch, that really had to hurt your chances.
Yeah, the minute that he fouled out, that really hurt us quite a bit, because then we probably wouldn't get a second chance. And then the foul itself, of course, took away a basket from us that would have really put it away for us.
taking a look at the final statistics, 65% field goal shooting for your team to Stanton's 36, but they really hurt you at three-point range.
They did, and you know, a lot is said about three-point plays, but really it's the board play, it's the defense, all of those things really go to make up your play, and two-point shots count just as much as the others in percentage-wise. I'm pleased with what we did, and I think our game plan was solid. I know theirs was too.
Coach Shepard, thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck next year.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
There you can see the final statistics, 30 turnovers for Lincoln Christian. That's really the big difference in this basketball game. And as you can see, the foul shooting wasn't that spectacular down the stretch. But I'll tell you what, when you make fouls towards the end of a basketball game, anything can happen. We'll be back with interviews with the victorious Stanton Mustang players and coaches with Vince Erickson in just a moment. Stanton 67, Lincoln Christian 66.
The 1996 Boys State Basketball Finals are brought to you by NC Plus, America's down-to-earth seed company. Your local Ford dealer. Big A Auto Parts, America's parts pros. And Lincoln Telephone.
You're watching KOLN Lincoln, KGIN Grand Island, 1011, your capital city news station. Covering the stories that matter to you. Keeping a watchful eye on the events that shape our lives and impact our state. Providing a constant presence, following the news that affects all Nebraskans. Tune in to 1011 News, your capital city news station. You're watching KOLN Lincoln and KGIN Grand Island.
Stanton, your Class C2 champion. With me is the coach of that team, Kurt Lammers. Coach, what a game. You and I just talking a little bit, and I said, what a wonderful game, and you were just a little bit nervous there toward the end.
Oh yeah, we've had our close games this year, and we've come through and we've won a majority of them. I think our discipline showed. Our seniors really took over. I thought we played pretty good defense down the stretch, and we missed a few free throws here and there, but I think the kids knew all along that we were going to win the game.
Your thoughts on that last play after Dan Cooley made that shot and your players looked down the floor and found them open?
That's something we've worked on before. We look for the guy flying. We've worked on the baseball pass. Our kids always look up floor looking for the break, and that's nothing really different. We're just fortunate that everything worked out that way. Christian's a heck of a team. They played a heck of a game, and we're just fortunate to win it. But like I say, I think our experience showed, and we just played a pretty good basketball game.
And you kept the pressure up the whole game. Were you guys tired when they came over to get a little blow off the bench?
Yeah, but for a state championship, you can't forget about the tired legs. We've pressured all season. I think our conditioning is very good. I wasn't worried about that. We've done the same thing all season. Our kids work hard all the time. They just forget about it and just forget about the tired legs and go hard.
All righty, congratulations, Coach, on a fine victory out there in overtime. We're in the post game of the Class C2 game. As the trophy's hoisted high, we're going to take a break and talk to the players after this. Welcome back to the Devaney Center. Stanton, your Class C2 champion again, 67-66 in overtime versus Lincoln Christian. And with me right now is the man of the day for the Stanton Mustangs, John Dolliver, state trophy in hand, net around his neck. John, you and I were just talking, there's nothing like it, is there?
No, it's a dream come true. We've been working on this since we were little kids, and it's just a dream come true.
What was it like out there in that overtime there? I mean, you got the ball, you got some good looks down low, you went through your streaks there. What was going through your mind there those last couple of minutes?
I don't know. When Drevo fouled out, the momentum was in our favor there. And I thought we had to take it inside to Zach and Willie and stuff. And without a big man in the middle, it was wide open underneath there, and we got some hoops down there. But that was the key to the end there.
When you released that last jumper, did you know that was in the minute you left your fingers?
It felt pretty good.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll let you go enjoy that. Thanks again, John, for joining us. With us now is the man who leads the offense, Jesse Vogel. Jesse, what's it like to be the leader of this team out there on the front, getting the steals, et cetera, and having that medal around your neck now?
It's a great privilege to be able to have so many players that are as good as they are, and it's just fun to give them the ball and win.
You're a senior group. You're pretty tight. What's it like now having the privilege of being the state champion?
Much better. You know, it's kind of unexplainable.
All right.
It's a great feeling.
We'll let you go enjoy it over there, okay? Thanks again for joining us. I'd like to bring in right now, here you go. We've got Zach Kennedy. Zach, you have the trophy in hand. It's your turn to feel it. What's it feel like?
Oh, it feels great. I never imagined we'd win. I imagined we'd win this all the time, but it's a lot different once you actually go out and do it.
All right, Zach. Well, hey, we'll let you go enjoy that right now. Go ahead and go right over here. And now we're going to have the man who sunk the free throw, Jason Dolliver. Jason, I want to hear it. You're down there. You're dribbling the ball. You're getting ready to shoot it. What's going through your head, man?
Got to make it. I've been working on them in practice for 10 years, and now it comes true.
Practice does pay off after all. Let's bring in your teammates here right now. Check out the Class C2. Boys state champions for 1996, the Stanton Mustangs, the orange and black, 24-4 on the year. Gentlemen, what's it feel like to be the state champions? All righty, they are a happy bunch of champions. It hasn't sunk in yet. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more high school basketball championships in a moment.